Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Bradenton Blitz, your weekly video cast show with David Wilson and Jason Dill. We're sports reporters here at the Bradenton Herald, and we like to talk a little high school football. It's kind of inspired by David's new haircut last week, so I got a little a shorter tight cut for myself this week. And we want to start by looking ahead to this Friday's games. It's the return of district play for pretty much everyone. And yeah, we have a couple big ones. Probably the biggest game that we have on the docket this Friday night is going to be, it's not even a local game, it's going to be Manatee High School, and they have to go on the road to Lutz against Steinbrenner, which is undefeated on the year in Class AA District 6. What's your impression of what you've kind of seen from what Manatee could possibly encounter with a Steinbrenner team that's undefeated?
Steinbrenner is kind of unproven, even though they're 5-0. They haven't necessarily played a ton of top flight competition. They've only allowed, I think, 47 points in 5 games this season, 2 shutouts, but Manatee will be by far the most talented team they're going to play at this point. Right now, these two, though, look like the 2 favorites in the district, and this, essentially could determine, who gets the top seed in the postseason.
And Manatee just came off of a bye week, so they're going to be very well rested and prepared to face a Steinbrenner team that actually had a district game last week and easily won at Riverview.
Yeah.
That's not the Riverview High School in Sarasota, folks.
Which they already beat.
Which they already beat too. So they're 2 for 2 against Riverview. We'll move it down to Class 5A District 11, where Southeast kind of had a big victory against Bayshore a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. That
sort of could turn their season around, and they get a DeSoto team that's wounded. The Bulldogs won the district last year, but they're winless this season. So for Southeast, a chance to kind of keep the momentum going and prove that they are one of the favorites to take down that district.
Yeah, and there doesn't seem to be a clear dominant team in that district right now. Maybe Hardy is the favorite, but Lemon Bay, I believe has the best record right now. Struggled with Cardinal Mooney, only beat them 14-10. That's a 3A school. Southeast, this seems like a year that they could get back to the postseason. This week will be big. I mean, the 2-0 start in district play, even if it is, against 2 teams that aren't, expected to contend in the district right now with Bayshore and DeSoto County. 2-0 start's a 2-0 start, and it's a good place for Southeast to be if they can pull off the win this weekend.
You mentioned Cardinal Mooney. I got a chance to watch them last Friday against Lemon Bay, and they had a very difficult time stopping Lemon Bay's running game, the jet sweep action out of the backfield. Cardinal Mooney's back at it with another home game this week to open up. And it's kind of weird. Everybody else has kind of started their district action around Manatee County and Sarasota County, but in Class 3A District 5, they're now starting this week.
Yeah, just the first game.
Because we have 4 teams that play in that district. Cardinal Mooney gets a playoff team that they beat last year in Calvary Christian out of Clearwater. The other district game is the perennial favorite in the state for that classification, which is Clearwater Central Catholic, takes on St. Pete's Catholic. CCC is probably the team to beat in that district, we've kind of determined, but Mooney, they have a chance against a playoff team last year that's also winless.
Yeah.
Maybe this district is a chance for them to kind of get a playoff berth and sneak in somehow.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get a win this weekend, again, they're only, they only play 3 games in the district, so winning 1 gets you essentially halfway to the postseason. It's a wide open district behind CCC, and this is a home game. Cardinal Mooney has to win this one.
Cardinal Mooney, if they're gonna do it though, their offense has to start getting in rhythm and in sync a lot faster in a game. They scored 10 points in the second half, held Lemon Bay off the scoreboard in the second half, but drop passes, timely drop passes, stalled drives, and throughout the entire game pretty much, early in the third quarter before they found the rhythm and got a touchdown going to cap a drive. So they need to do that to do a little better if they want to contend, and not just the district, but the rest of the season. I mean, even some of the games where aren't.
I mean, they're winless right now. They need to.
Yeah, they need to pick it up, right? And speaking of a winless team, I want to move back to 5A. Essentially, an elimination game would be Bayshore at Sarasota Booker in that 5A District 11. Both teams haven't won a district game. They opened up losing both. Booker lost to Hardy. So.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's an elimination game.
Right. If you lose this game, the team that loses
again,
you're pretty much out of it.
From that.
Same thing with Bradenton Christian and ODA. They both that's an all-county, all-area matchup. Both schools down in Class 2A that play in District 5 there. Both teams got shelled in their first district game a couple
Probably
weeks
the
ago.
two favorites in the district.
BCS came off another blowout loss to Northside Christian.
A really
City.
good Northside Christian team, but still.
Exactly. ODA had a bye last week, so again, winner is still in the mix, but the loser is going to be out for sure.
Yeah.
And let's move down to not move down. We'll move up. We got two class
some 7A action.
Some 7A action. District 11. Braden River's back at it. Man, 6 interceptions.
Yeah, that defense is good.
It's more than good. It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, when you have 6 picks in a game, that's a program record. They have 16 interceptions on the year. I think they have another couple or 3 fumble recoveries, so they're at like a plus 19 for their, or not plus 19, but they have 19 takeaways. So, it's fine. And their running game got shut down against Leesburg last week.
Yeah, they had Jacob Huseman had his best game of the year, I think going for over 250 yards. And I mean, it's kind of, they've really leaned on that running game, but it's just kind of a reminder this is, a Division I quarterback, a guy who can carry the offense on his own too.
He can, and I think that's kind of a credit to Kurt Bradley and the coaching staff at Braden River when you think about it. The Pirates do what they have to do. They take what the defense is going to give them on offense, and their defense is just so punishing and relentless, and they get these timely takeaways.
You'd have to do a lot wrong to lose a game where you have 6 interceptions.
Well, that reminds me of Palmetto's one loss to.
That's true.
Where they got 6 turnovers from Manatee and they fell by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was Manatee, which is a very good 8A program. The Tigers also, that's their only blemish on the year, was the one loss. They've won 4 games. They're 1-0 in the district. They're also in that district competition. They're going to play at Lakewood Ranch. Must win for Lakewood Ranch, but for me, Palmetto's going to win that game, and of course, we mentioned Braden River. They're at Northport, and they're probably going to win that game pretty comfortably. But it kind of sets the stage here in a few weeks when those two teams will lock horns.
Yeah, and the way there's really 3 powers in that district with Palmetto, Braden River, and Venice, and the way the schedule fell, they all play each other at the end of the year. It kind of sets up for an exciting finish in that district.
Absolutely, and we kind of get carried away. We've been mentioning, it sounds like a broken record every week. We're saying the same thing: Venice, Braden River, Lakewood Ranch.
Not
Lakewood Ranch, Palmetto.
But until they play each other, then we don't know.
Exactly. So this has been another edition of the Bradenton Blitz. I'm Jason Dill. This is David Wilson. We're the sports reporters here at the Herald. You can catch all of our stories and any further information you want, statistics, our prep poll, power poll rankings that come out this week. Every week you can on Varsity 24/7. That's our app. You can get it at the iTunes store or the App Store and or the Google Play Store for if you're Android users. But until next week, this is Jason Dill saying goodbye, and we'll catch you on the flip side.